We kind of heard about it.
Just bits and pieces.
But we didn't really know who she was because we watched Joe Moore.
Well, no, then we turned to her station and then saw this gorgeous young lady as part of the show.
Yeah.
With that gang and Guy Hoggy. We were going, wow.
Yeah.
Check this out.
I first saw Malika at the Diamond Head Market and Grill.
First time I met Kaimi, I definitely remember him. He's tall, dark, and handsome, you know? So I immediately, you know, felt an attraction, maybe?
There was just something about her. There was a sparkle in her eye, and I just knew that I need to get to know this person better. So I wouldn't say stalked her.
Kaimi had friended me on Facebook. He had said, "Do you remember me?" And so I said, "Yeah, of course I remember you. Nice eyes." So I just got in there.
It was definitely, I'd say, a modern day courtship flirtation over texting and Facebook.
He might say that he was like trying to ask me out, but that did not happen.
She'll say that she was the first one to kind of plant the seed about going out on a date, but I definitely put it out there.
He kept, you know, saying stuff about himself, and we started talking about movies, and he started talking about Avatar, and I'm like, okay, maybe this guy, I don't know, is he taken? Like, what's going on here? I said, would you like a friend to go with to Avatar? And he got the bait. He took the bait.
Our first date was an epic first date. Like, it was, I think, like 14 hours long or something ridiculous.
Our date started at like 2:30 p.m. because we went to a matinee of Avatar.
I brought some wine. I guess people do that to Avatar. We drank wine, spilled half of it on each other because we're both klutzes. She's the big klutz.
And we go to the Punho Carnival. Then we went to First Fridays, and a bunch of our friends actually happened to be there. And so a lot of my friends met Kaimi on our first date. By now it's like midnight, at least. So we've been on a 10-hour date.
And then late night, jam music, you know, back at her place, just a kiss on the cheek.
It was probably like it was the most perfect first date you could ever have. And it quickly went from there.
We just started hanging out pretty much every day after that.
I knew he was dating Miss Hawaii, the weather girl, and I didn't watch the news, so I'm like, gosh, you know, I don't even know who that is. So I had to like watch the news and go, who is this girl? Oh, okay, great, good for you, you know.
He had like the sparkle back in his eye, and he was happy and excited.
Just, oh yeah, glow. A glow.
It was like a puppy dog.
Yeah. I'll get it. Or don't move, I'll get it. You don't know.
To show you just how much I love you.
She was very fun-loving and confident, and I could tell she was a family girl, and then come to find out she had, you know, such a rich family life.
The first time I saw him, I told her, well, tell Kaimi that he is okay to be my son-in-law. She said, Mommy, we are just dating. I said, well, I think it's the man for you.
And I think really the first time that I actually met him was when we went to Canada on a ski trip.
When he met my dad, I was like, okay, he's in. You know, he's having a beer with my dad and, you know, getting all nerdy, which is what we do with our dad.
I was sold when we were skiing in Canada, and no one else would follow me down this double black diamond. he did. You know, and I thought, okay, you're not quite as smart as I thought, but I really like the fact that you're.
You could definitely see that they totally clicked, and the future is coming.
Malika's kind of an intense person, so I mean, you gotta just dive right in, you know. There's no subtlety about, you know, getting to know her. She's right there in front of you, and you know, and I love that about her.
I've always been goofy. I'm still goofy. I'm klutzy. I trip over everything, like my own feet. I will trip over my own feet.
Malika loved the outdoors. Even from being a little kid, she liked the outdoors, which made me just delighted because it was a great excuse to come to the beach. We lived in Hapuna every Sunday.
Every Sunday winter.
We'd be at Hapuna. And she was also very, from an early age, obviously very athletic. She liked doing stuff. I mean, we had a trapeze in a room in our house so she could do tricks on it. We were in France when Emily was born, and it was a little shock to her that there was another child. I remember taking Malika down the street, and Camilla was up there in the hospital in the room with the window, holding up Emily, and I had Malika, there's your little sister, and Malika went, ah!
I remember my mom telling me that she really liked me at first, and then she's like, okay, you can return her now.
She was kind of like the cool kid, and she was darker, you know, and so she fit in, and I was like the howly skinny girl.
I guess being younger, I definitely, idolized. She was my like role model. I wrote about her in all of my papers.
Maybe serious, because I wanted to be perfect. That was a really lofty goal. So to get there, you have to be really serious and dedicated. I'm not there. I don't think I ever reached it.
She's always been pretty strict on herself, I'd say. More strict on herself than even my parents were.
She was always very successful and would always, strive for the summit. She was really a great role model and being Miss Hawaii, Miss Malika.
Yeah, she set the standards high.
Set them very high.
So it was good for us, I guess.
And it's great, we always get to talk about her because people are always asking, which is cool. Yeah. And
Malika's sisters right there.
Yeah. We are Malika Tadi's sisters.
It was one area I worried about Malika. I never worried about her being able to make it in the world or academically or in sports, but it was in finding the right partner, the right mate.
My mom asked me, what do I want to be when I grow up? And I said a mommy. And I think that maybe worried them a little bit when I was younger. Oh, great. We live in Hilo and she has to be a mom. But it's the truth. It's the truth. I always knew that that was the end goal. The end goal was having a family. Once you start getting into your late 20s, you're kind of like, shoot, am I even gonna meet somebody? If I don't, I'm gonna be a mom. And so my deadline was 30. So before meeting Kaimi, I was kind of at that place where I had a good job. And so if I never met the one, or if the one was maybe gonna come when I was 50, I don't know, you don't know, looking ahead, I was just gonna somehow have kids. I was gonna figure it out, and I was gonna do that by 30. With a guy or without one. And that was the plan, honestly, that was the plan.
Right away, I think it was probably like on our 4th or 5th date that she was telling me, I'm gonna have kids by the time I'm 30. And, to have someone tell you, you've just been dating a while, that, you're either in or you're out as far as this plan goes. So, I knew what I was dealing with right away.
Sitting in 6-lane backed up traffic, horns are honking, I've about.
He wanted to do everything in order. And so I was like, I don't care about the order at all.
Big Island style, let's just, have kids. And I said, no. We gotta get married first,
I'm like, honey, I'm about to turn 30. Like, let's get the show on the road.
Makes me wanna take a back road.
We had to get married before December 15th to have health insurance. And so she was looking at the calendar, you know, going, honey, you have to pop the question like within a week so that we can get married a week later so I can get insurance. So get it together.
Makes me wanna take.
On Thanksgiving, we all did a family hike up to the place, which is a tradition that we do every year.
We went on a hike up to a waterfall about a mile up from our house, and with our family, I popped the question there.
When he got down on one knee and asked me to marry him, we had this cheering section in the background, and it was really sweet.
So sick and tired of this interstate.
She was surprised, so that was the main thing I was looking. I didn't want it, even though she's a planner, I wanted it to be my plan, at least for that part.
I mean, I couldn't ask for a better person to be my best friend and my soulmate and my partner in life. He's just there for me. It's something that I never have to question. I never have to question whether he's loyal or truthful or faithful or anything. Any of those big things that are on the list, you know, that all us women have, I don't have to question any of them.
You know, Kaimi has a tough go of things because he's, you know, according to the ladies, very handsome. He's extremely athletic and competitive. He's talented. You know, he went to Yale. The guy's intelligent. You know, it's a rough life.
Kaimi's a second born. I mean, you know, like, he'll tell you, like, he doesn't really even have a decent baby book, you know. Poor thing. TRs is all in cute little things with all kinds of writing and notations.
Kaimi's is an old top-of-cloth
Or some old
portfolio thing.
Whatever.
Stuff with pictures that all come out when you open it up.
My memories are mostly at luau's and ending with sleeping under a table at some point, you know, and then being carried to the car and carried in. That's my childhood.
We just had a really basic and humble upbringing, so we spent a lot of time together.
When I had my boat and was charter fishing, Kaimi loved to come. Gail would bring him down to Kailua Pier if we were weighing in a marlin. He got his first marlin with me in a keiki tournament, and that marlin is at Quinn's restaurant.
Oh yeah, it's
hanging
mounted.
up right to this day.
Has his name on it.
Has his name on it.
When he was 10 years old, we're driving from Pu'uanahulu, and then he goes, you know, Mom, I don't think it's going to be enough to be a millionaire when I grow up. And I said, really? What are you going to need? And he goes, I think I'm going to need to be a multi-millionaire. I went, oh, and what are you going to do with all that money? He goes, well, I think the first thing I'll do is get you a maid. I'm still waiting for my maid.
He was good at running in high school. He's a natural athlete, so he could basically try everything and do well in it pretty quickly.
I remember meeting him like for the first time when we were dating, and we were going to play music together, and he didn't know how to play guitar. And so I was kind of teaching him, and what I remember was I would like show him a song, and he would play it right back to me almost immediately, and I'm like, you don't play guitar? And I was like, God, this guy can learn music so fast.
Everything Kaimi tried, whether it was music or art or athletics, academics, he excelled in pretty naturally. So he's pretty much a rock star in that department. We always knew that he would be a great dad because he had so much experience with being a great uncle. I mean, he was through thick and thin, like some of the worst moments as a parent, like tantrums and everything you can imagine that kids throw at you, he's been exposed to. So we're like, he's going to be a fine father.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear me? I'm talking to you. Across the water, across the deep blue ocean, under the open sky. Oh my, baby, I'm trying.
Boy, I hear you in my
it was amazing. I mean, within a couple months, we're pregnant.
He was born on 10/11/12. How perfect is that, right?
It was like the movies, the water breaking onto the floor, and I helped pull Jackson out in the last bit.
I couldn't have done it without him. Like, I can't even imagine what it's like, because it was so special to go through that with him.
Placing him on her chest and us starting our family right there together, it was magic. I mean, there's nothing that tops that.
I promise you I will. Lucky I'm in love with my best friend. Lucky to have been
Malika is such a good mom. You know, I always thought, because she's such a perfectionist at everything, that I was thinking, oh, she's not, you know, I don't know if she's gonna be a good mom. She's gonna be too, like, you know. And actually, like, she still is that perfectionist mom, but it's like totally working. And she's just like having fun. She's always laughing. Like, it's so nice to see her so happy, you know.
Her instincts. I mean, she was born to do this. It's a fun journey together. I just love being a dad, and you know, we're a team.
It's kind of funny looking at, you know, all of us now together, because not only do we mesh well, our whole family mesh well together. And being in each other's presence is like the perfect day, you know? And just add a guitar, a uke, and some percussion or something, and all of us singing together, and it's perfection.
They make beautiful music together, you know, in the largest sense of the expression. And such wonderful parents.
Yes.
The way they really are devoted to Jackson, and they share all the duties, you know, and it's really wonderful to see.
He was a wonderful father and a wonderful husband.
Yeah, so we couldn't be happier for both of them.
I guess what I hope for in the future is just to continue to grow as a couple and as individuals.
As long as we're together, that's all that matters. Perfect.